Jessica's phone rang at exactly 11:47 p.m. She almost didn't answer. Unknown number, late night, nothing good ever came from that combination, but she was still awake, scrolling through her ex-boyfriend's Instagram, a bad habit she couldn't break, and her thumb hit accept. Before her brain caught up, hello, static, then, faintly, Jessica, oh thank God, Jessica, I need help. Her blood went cold, the voice was hers, exactly hers, same pitch, same slight rasp, same way she pronounced her own name with the emphasis on the first syllable. Who is this? It's you, I mean I'm you, Jessica. I know this sounds insane, but you have to listen. In exactly 13 minutes, someone is going to knock on your door. Don't answer it, no matter what they say, no matter who they look like. Don't answer the door. Jessica pulled the phone away from her ear, stared at the screen. Unknown number, no caller ID. This isn't funny, Derek. Her ex was exactly the type to pull an elaborate prank. How did you fake my voice? It's not faked. Jessica, please. I'm calling from tomorrow night. Same time, 11:47 p.m., exactly 24 hours from now, and I'm trying to save your life. I'm hanging up. Wait, the voice. Her voice was desperate. I'll prove it. Right now, you're wearing the gray Northwestern sweatshirt with the coffee stain on the left sleeve. You're on your couch. Your phone is at 34% battery, and you're stalking Derek's Instagram, looking at pictures of him with that girl from his gym, Sarah, and you're wondering if you made a mistake breaking up with him. Jessica looked down at her sweatshirt, the coffee stain, her phone battery, 34%. She dropped the phone like it had burned her. It kept ringing from the floor, her own voice crackling through. Please pick up, please, we don't have much time. With shaking hands, she retrieved it. How? Because I lived through this night. I'm you 24 hours ahead, and I'm calling to warn you because... The voice broke. Because I didn't listen. When I got this call last night, I thought it was a prank. I hung up, and when the knock came, I answered, and now what? Now I'm not sure I'm still me. The line went dead. Jessica sat in the silence of her apartment, her heart hammering. A prank. Had to be. Some AI voice clone thing. Someone hacked her phone, read her texts. The knock came at exactly midnight. 3 sharp raps. Pause. 3 more. Jessica's hands were ice. She crept to the door, looked through the peephole. Derek stood in the hallway, his face pale, eyes red like he'd been crying. Jess, baby, I know it's late. I'm so sorry. I need to talk to you. Please. Every instinct screamed not to open that door. But it was Derek. She knew him, dated him for 3 years, and he looked devastated. Her hand went to the deadbolt, then stopped. Don't answer it, no matter who they look like. Derek, it's midnight. Text me tomorrow. I can't wait until tomorrow. His voice cracked. Jess, please, my mom died, car accident, 2 hours ago. You're the only person I wanted to talk to. Please. Oh God, his mom. Jessica had loved her, had spent Thanksgivings at her house, had no. I'm sorry, Jessica said through the door. I'm so sorry about your mom, but you need to leave. Are you serious right now? Derek's voice changed, went hard. My mother is dead, and you won't even open the fucking door. Call me tomorrow. We'll talk tomorrow. She backed away from the door. Her phone buzzed, a text from Derek's number. What the hell is wrong with you? Then, fine, I see how it is. Don't bother calling back. Jessica blocked the number with shaking hands. The knocking stopped. She waited, pressed against the far wall of her apartment, barely breathing. 5 minutes, 10, 15, nothing. At 12:47 a.m., her phone rang again. Same unknown number. Hello, thank God. Her own voice, sobbing with relief. You didn't answer. You actually didn't answer. What the hell is going on? I don't know, but I opened the door when Derek was standing there, crying about his mom. I checked this morning. By the way, his mom is fine. It was all lies. I opened it, and something came in. Something. It looked like Derek, sounded like him, but when I let it in, it changed, started asking questions, personal things. Where did you grow up? What's your mother's maiden name? What's your earliest memory? Every answer I gave, it smiled, like I was feeding it. Jessica's mouth went dry. Then what? Then it touched me, just put its hand on my shoulder, and everything went dark. When I woke up, it was gone. But Jessica, I don't feel right. I keep forgetting things, little things, the name of my first pet, my childhood address. It's like it took pieces of me when it left. Who was it? What was it? I don't know, but it's coming back every night at midnight. I can hear it in the hallway, knocking, wearing different faces. Tonight it was my sister. Yesterday it was my old college roommate. It wants back in, and every night I remember less about who I am. Call the police. I did. They came, checked the hallway. Nothing. They think I'm having a breakdown. A pause. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm already gone and I just don't know it yet. How are you calling me from tomorrow? I don't know that either, but at 11:47 my phone just does it, connects to yesterday like a warning system. Like whatever that thing is, it can bend time, and this is the universe's way of fighting back. Jessica paced her apartment. Okay, so I don't answer the door, ever. I stay inside, stay safe. It's not that simple. Her future self's voice was barely a whisper now. It's still out there, and it's patient. Today it tried a delivery guy, left a package outside my door. When I didn't answer, I heard it. Changing, shifting, trying new shapes. Jessica, I think it's going to keep trying. Different faces, different stories, until it finds the one that makes it. Open the door, then I'll never open it. I'll order groceries, work from home. For how long? Forever. And what happens when it gets smarter? What happens when it learns enough about you to become someone you have to let in? The line crackled with static. I have to go, her future self said. It's almost midnight here. It'll be here soon. But Jessica, tomorrow night, 11:47, you'll call yesterday. You'll warn the you from last night. And maybe, if we're lucky, if we keep the chain going, we can figure out how to stop this. Wait, how do I? Dead air. Jessica didn't sleep that night. She sat on her couch, lights blazing, jumping at every sound. At 6 a.m., she called Derek's number, the real one, not the blocked one. Jess, it's 6 in the morning. Is your mom okay? What? Yeah, she's fine. Why? Just checking, sorry, go back to sleep. She hung up before he could ask questions. The day dragged by in surreal slow motion. Jessica worked from her laptop, barely processing emails. Every sound in the hallway made her flinch. The mailman, a neighbor's door closing, normal sounds that felt like threats. At 11:47 p.m., she stared at her phone, waiting. It rang, unknown number. Hello, Jessica. A voice she didn't recognize. Male, older. This is Detective Morris with the Chicago Police. I'm calling about your father. Her father had been dead for 5 years. Nice try, she said and hung up. Immediately it rang again. Different number, MS Chen. This is Northwestern Memorial Hospital. Your mother has been in an accident. She hung up. It rang again and again. Different voices, different emergencies, all designed to make her panic, make her run out the door, make her vulnerable. She turned her phone off. At midnight, the knocking started. This time, she didn't go to the door, didn't even look. Just sat on her couch, hands over her ears, while something in the hallway knocked and knocked and knocked. 3 hours later, it stopped. The pattern continued for 6 days. Every night at 11:47, her phone would ring, future Jessica warning her about that night's visitor. Every night at midnight, something would come knocking. And every time she didn't answer, but the thing was learning. On day 3, it was her boss, saying she was fired if she didn't sign for a package immediately. On day 4, it was building maintenance, insisting there was a gas leak and she needed to evacuate. On day 5, it was a child's voice crying, saying her mother had collapsed in the hallway and she needed help. That one almost broke her, but she didn't open the door. On day 6, future Jessica sounded different. Distant, like she was reading from a script. Don't answer the door, she said flatly. Midnight, don't answer. Are you okay? Define okay. A laugh, hollow and wrong. I'm forgetting more every day. This morning, I couldn't remember my middle name. This afternoon, I looked in the mirror and didn't recognize my face for a full minute. It's taking me, Jessica, piece by piece, and I don't think there's much left. How do we stop it? I've been researching. There are stories, urban legends about things that need to be invited in. Vampires, demons, whatever, they can't cross a threshold without permission, but once they're in, once they touch you, they take something, memories, identity, soul, call it whatever you want. They feed on who you are. So what do I do? You already did it. You didn't let it in. You broke the cycle. I let it in on night 1. You didn't, which means tomorrow you will have all her memories. She'll still be complete. She'll call you, and you'll call yesterday, and the chain continues, but stronger. Each version of you more protected than the last. Jessica's head spun. That doesn't make sense. Time doesn't make sense when something like this is involved, but I think if you keep not opening the door, keep warning previous versions of yourself, eventually we'll go back far enough, back to before I made the mistake, and maybe that version of me will be smart enough to stop this before it starts. What happens to you? Silence. Then, I don't know, maybe I fade, maybe I never existed. Maybe I'm just a ghost in the machine, a warning echo for someone smarter than I was. Her voice was barely audible now. I'm sorry, Jessica. I should have listened. I should have. The line went dead. At midnight, the knocking came, but this time there was no face at the door, no voice, just knocking. Endless, rhythmic, patient knocking that went on until dawn. On day 7, Jessica's phone rang at 11:47 p.m. Don't answer the door. Her future self said, but the voice was strong now, clear, alive. You sound different. Because I am different, I'm calling from a timeline where you never let it in, where the thing eventually gave up and moved on, where we won. Jessica, tonight is the last night. Tonight, if you don't answer, it breaks the pattern. It has to move on. Those are the rules. What rules? Who made these rules? I don't know. Maybe the universe has rules about these things. Maybe every monster has its limits. But I know that tonight, when it knocks, when it begs, when it screams and threatens and promises, you cannot answer. This is the final test. And then you're free. You go back to your life. You forget this ever happened. Maybe you write it off as a bad week, stress-induced paranoia. Maybe you remember and spend the rest of your life wondering if it was real. But you'll be alive. You'll be you, complete and whole. The call ended. Jessica waited. Midnight came. The knocking started soft, gentle, almost apologetic. Then a voice. Jessica, please, it's cold out here. I just need a place to stay for one night. Please, I'm begging you. Her mother's voice. Jessica closed her eyes. Her mother had been dead for 2 years. Cancer, long, slow, painful death that had hollowed them both out. Mom, she whispered, baby, please, it's so cold. Let me in. Let me see you one more time. Tears streamed down Jessica's face. You're not my mom. I know, but I could be. I could be anything you want, anyone you miss, anyone you love. Just open the door. Let me in. Let me fill all those empty spaces. No. You're lonely, Jessica. You broke up with Derek because you were scared. You push everyone away because you're terrified of losing them like you lost me. Let me in. Let me make it better. No. Open the door. The voice changed. No longer her mother, but something vast and hungry and old. Something that had been knocking on doors since the beginning of time. Something that fed on the space between who you were and who you could have been. The doorknob rattled, the hinges creaked. The walls themselves seemed to pulse with rage. Jessica pressed herself into the corner of her apartment, hands over her ears, screaming, no, 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 and then silence. Complete, absolute silence. She opened her eyes. Dawn light was creeping through her windows. Her phone showed 6:23 a.m. She'd made it. Jessica approached the door on shaking legs, looked through the peephole. The hallway was empty. She opened the door just a crack and looked out. Nothing, just normal hallway, normal doors, normal life. On her welcome mat there was a single black feather. She picked it up. It dissolved into smoke in her hand. 3 months later, Jessica had almost convinced herself it had been a breakdown, stress, grief. Her therapist said she'd been processing trauma in unusual ways. The mind played tricks. Urban legends and sleep deprivation could make anyone see monsters. She'd gotten back together with Derek, moved in with him, started sleeping through the night again, but she never, ever answered unexpected knocks after midnight. And sometimes, late at night, her phone would buzz with a text from an unknown number. Don't answer the door, we're still here, we're always here, waiting for the one time you forget. Jessica would delete the messages, take her sleeping pill, and curl up next to Derek, pretending she didn't hear the soft, patient knocking that followed her from apartment to apartment, year after year, always at midnight, always waiting for the moment her guard dropped. Some doors, once knocked upon, never fully close again.